Welcome to the Steel Studio, and these are my Thursday thoughts for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Recently, ESPN and PFF came out with their preseason roster rankings, and I was appalled when I saw both rankings. I thought surely that with the additions that we've made and the draft picks and how the quarterbacks have looked so far, all of minicamp and preseason, that they would have us, probably 12th to 15th is where I think we are right now without really proving anything. But sadly, ESPN had us 21st and PFF had us 22nd. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the PFF ranking, as I think that PFF hates the Steelers. They never seem to rank any of our players, no matter how well they play, in the top. I think they recently had TJ Watt ranked 5th as edge rusher, and we all know he's the defensive player of the fucking year. It's insane. On the PFF site, they mention TJ Watt and Cam Hayward as our strengths, which they are, but they're really good. And the offensive line is the biggest weakness. And yes, I do think it's the biggest weakness, but I also think a lot of other teams have a lot of question marks as well. How about the Bengals? They have 2 new linemen that haven't even suited up yet, and we don't know how good they're going to be. And they gave up way more sacks than we did last year. As bad as our line was last year, and I know Ben got rid of the ball quick, but even still, we were only gave up 30 sacks, as opposed to the Cleveland Browns who gave up 50, and I forget what the Bengals, it was like 80 or something astronomical. Just because they signed a couple guys doesn't mean they're going to be better, and doesn't mean we're going to be better, but I think we will be better, and I think they'll be a little better, but they have not proven anything either as far as their O-line, and no one mentions it. I think James Daniels is going to be fine. Yes, he struggled so far, but they're not going by that in these rankings. You'd think last year with us making the playoffs, we'd at least be in the top 15. But no, they put us down at the bottom, the same PFF that ranked Ben near the bottom of the league as quarterback. And now we finally have mobile quarterbacks, which is all they preached about, and they still put us way down here. They mentioned Akello Witherspoon, how they're counting on him as a number one corner, which we are, but we're using multiple guys. I think Akello, Cam, and Levi Wallace are going to be 3 of the best corners in the league. How can you rank us 22nd when players like Najee and Pat, which are both going to be impact top 10 players at their position? I have no doubts about that. And now we have George Pickens, who's going to be a monster. And we also have Deontay, who's a top 15 receiver, maybe even top 10, arguably. And he's even going to be better. And we're going to be able to throw the ball down the field more than likely. Trubisky and Kenny Pickett have looked great. But with George Pickens in there, and with Najee and the other receivers, Claypool, I think, will have a good year. He had the same year last year that he had the year before. He just didn't score as much. And I think that's going to pick up this year. Like I said, we have question marks, but so does all these other teams. Just for example, ahead of us, they ranked the Raiders 22nd. The Raiders have a lot of issues too, question marks. They ranked them 21st, us 22nd. And I think they're a little higher as well. They ranked the Titans 20th. I think the Titans are a little higher than that. Then you go down their list, they have the Vikings down there. I think the Vikings have a pretty good roster. They have some talent. They have the Patriots ranked 18th. The Patriots have a worse roster than us. What have they done? What star players are on the Patriots? Please name the star players. There are no star players on the Patriots. They don't have a TJ Watt. They don't have a Cam Hayward. They don't have a Miles Jack like we do, like we added. They don't have a Minka. I mean, we have Minka. We have TJ. We have Cam. We have Miles Jack. We're going to be just fine, man. We have one of the best top 2 kickers in the league in Boswell. Our special teams was very good last year. We led the league in sack, yet we're 22nd. I just don't understand their thinking and thought process. It drives me insane. They have the Washington Commanders 17 and us 22. Come on, that's fucking bullshit. It's insane. They have Dallas 16th. I think Dallas is going to take a big step back this year. But they're all going by nerdy rankings and nerdy stats that don't always play out. We have football players. We have difference makers. Guys we added like Kazee are going to make a big difference. Those guys that we added, like Ogunjobi, it's going to make a huge difference. We didn't have Alualu or Ogunjobi last year, or Tuitt, of course, and we still made the playoffs. We couldn't throw over 10 yards. We still made the playoffs, and we're 20. We're going to take a step back to be 22nd. That means we'd have to win 6 games to be about where they're putting us. I just don't see it. They have Denver 14th. I think Denver should be around 14, 15, 16. But they have a lot of question marks. New quarterback. What have they ever won? They've won nothing. They have the 49ers at 13th with a quarterback that sucked. All I've seen him as he sucked so far. He's done nothing. At least we have an established guy in Trubisky. And so far, I'd have to say, even if Kenny Pickett's the starter, he looks better than Lance. It's unbelievable. You just keep going down. They have Baltimore 12th. They don't have question marks. Their offensive line doesn't look that great either. They haven't gotten their Ronnie Stanley back. He may not even play. And their center's hurt. So I just don't see where they get off on their rankings. They have the Saints 11th. The Saints have question marks as well. It's unbelievable to me. They have Miami Dolphins 10th. What guy? Because they got Tyreek Hill? We got George Pickens. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And I think the Steelers should be ranked between 12 and 15. And I think we'll be higher than that before you know it. Anyway, that's my Thursday thoughts. I just wanted to point that out. We have stars. We have players. And I think the offensive line will get better. And I think as far as a backup edge, everybody worries about our backup edge. Okay. If TJ Watt goes down, we're screwed, man. Let's just face it. If Bosa goes down for the Chargers, they're screwed. If Myles Garrett goes down, they're screwed. That's every team, man. We can't stop dwelling on third string edge rushers. Do I want us to pick up a veteran that'll help out? Yes, of course. Of course I do. But have some faith in the team. Have some faith in the leadership. And also the backup inside linebacker, I want to give Bush a shot. And I think Robinson's going to come on. He looks good. There's no reason to be concerned there. And I do think we will sign a veteran O-tackle to help with depth if Dan Moore struggles. But there's no reason to think Dan Moore's gonna. Dan Moore had a good end of the year last year. It's his second year. It's just this new scheme they're trying to cram in there. And they better stop that and get things back to basics and let's just play some football. We haven't even seen Najee in the preseason. Najee is going to be one of the best running backs in the league. We are not going to be 22nd ranked in the NFL this year. Those are my Thursday thoughts. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Spotify, please give us a thumbs up. Apple, give us a thumbs up. And follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hey, go Steelers.